Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm joined today by Nick Daffin, MD of Rapid Retail. Nick, do you want to introduce yourself quick?
Yeah, thanks very much, Paul. Pleasure to be here. I am the managing director of Rapid Retail. Rapid Retail is a company that was born out of my experiences in motor racing many years ago when I used to manage logistics. And I thought that a lot of the retail operations for events were not great. And I decided to set up this business called Rapid Retail, which effectively brought the high street to events. And a great deal of our business has been with sports clubs, where we effectively put in modular shop buildings and take the weight off the club shops on a match day because you can never have enough space. Business obviously over the last 15, 20 years has morphed along, and we now provide a great many what we would call our rapid stores or convenience stores for well-known retailers, and particularly some supermarket brands in the UK.
Well, I think we probably get some pictures of that as well. I mean, before we start though, what a crazy year! Is it worth having a minute on that for retail, for convenience retail? Obviously, sales have been good. We could almost feel guilty about that in some ways. Not all stores, obviously. If you're a forecourt, that could be different. If you're in the high street, that could be a bit different. But overall, about 10% up. And I think one of the real beauties for us is how communities have really embraced their local store.
Well, we've been obviously affected by the lack of spectators in our sports venues. I mean, we work with every Premier League football club and most of the large clubs that people could name across Europe. And obviously, we work on a rental basis. Very few people buy anything from us, and so that has affected us. But I would say, as you correctly mentioned, Paul, the convenience stores have been a real boon in the last 18 months from when the first lockdown came. And we found that our customers now are trying to serve their local communities and to ensure that they serve them better by having longer opening hours. And the word convenience is not just about something you can pop into. It's something that can be set up quickly and something that can actually provide the local communities with the care that they need.
So you've seen an increase in demand as well?
We've seen a huge increase in demand. I think that's been driven on two sides. One, pre-COVID, we saw that coming insofar as the culture with our customers was recognised insofar as they want to serve their communities when they close a shop for refurbishment.
Yes.
Thereafter, it has been where they want to actually populate the community with more of our pop-up shops, so that people are not having to go far. They can walk to the store, and that they can actually, have something that's on brand and still maintain that contact. And I'm an absolute example in this fact that I go most days to pick up something, and given my age, it was more of a weekly shop. People now are going to the stores that we provide to our customers on a daily basis.
So what's this one we're looking at here? This looks like a lovely pop-up.
Yeah, this is one for Cost Cutter. Their first deployment was actually near their headquarters, where they were doing a complete revamp of a Cost Cutter store. And again, you go into it's relatively a village environment. And when it's going in there is nothing for quite a way. And so if they close their store, their customers, maybe have to drive 10, 12 miles to actually access their local needs. And therefore, they put this down, and it stays anything from 2 weeks to 6 months. Some of our units staying there for a year when they've got a particularly long or complete rebuild of a store.
Right, so there was a store there originally that closed, and you were able to put put this in their place. Is that right?
That's right, and then the refurbishment will take place independently, and then when it's finished, we take our store away. I think an important aspect also is I wouldn't claim that they're architecturally going to win any prizes, but the reason for that is that they are secure. Where you see the big cost cutter lozenge in the middle, logo in the middle, that is a sliding steel door that comes across at night and makes it virtually bulletproof, so that people can't get in. And I think that also is a big point. And they come quick with CCTV. They're all air conditioned. We supply them on a turnkey basis. They've got chillers, they've got freezers, they've got coffee machines, they've got the tills, and all data cables so that they can run their point of sale systems.
So all you really need is power.
This is true, and this has just a Commando socket on it, which is plugged in, and it is a completely autonomous unit.
So what do the retailers say? What do they really get out of this? What's the real benefits to them?
Well, I think initially, when we talked to say the Co-op at an early stage, this was something that they felt was a necessity when they were refurbishing the store, and it very much looked like a cost. So therefore, we looked and we deal with the whole logistics. We store them, we rent them to them, we do the graphics, and we prepare the shop when it goes in. But I think that has now changed insofar as our customers are now benefiting from the sales they're able to achieve through the shop, and therefore it is not a cost. It's something where they can offset all of their costs, and sometimes I believe that they're actually washing their face quite nicely on these.
Well, we've seen loads and loads of examples here, and they all look slightly different. The interior looks a bit different. They're clearly different sizes. I mean, what is this? I mean, there's a great example that looks like a bigger unit to the cost cutter that we saw. Are these bespoke? Are they the same size, or is it a bit of a mix?
No, we have various sizes, and obviously, what happens with you take that example there of the Co-op. We have a long-term agreement with the Co-op to supply them with shops wherever they need, and they have various. If you take the example of Mummy Bear, Baby Bear, Daddy Bear, and therefore they have a long-term agreement, and they rent them, and they can have effectively what they want inside, and therefore they tell us what they want. However, what has happened recently is that we have a much wider range of clients now who are looking for shorter term rental. And to that end now, we have what we would call our spot hire fleet, which enables people to come along and say, look, I only want this in there for 2 weeks. I don't want a long-term commitment. I just want to rent it for 2 weeks. Can I bring it in? Can you just do some graphics which are attached magnetically? Can you give me a price just to put it in for 2 weeks and then bring it out? And that's what we're doing at the moment. So we're not looking for long-term commitments from these clients.
Absolutely perfect. So I want one of these then, Nick? What do I need to do?
Well, simply you see our number, get in touch with us. We've got our website there as well. And there's a lot more information and some good videos there on our website, which people can look at. And we'll then get a price to send it out, put the graphics on, and then when to pick it up. The whole thing is managed. We send a crew there to locate it, so to make sure it's level. We put a ramp on, it's DDA compliant, and we go through everything, how to work the air conditioning, make sure it's plugged in, and hand over to the client. So there's very much like renting a car, if you like, but we bring it along and deliver it to you.
Perfect. So what's the future then, Nick? These things I expect are developing more and more. What's the future look like?
Well, more of the spot hire, I believe, and I think that can't really give anything away. A lot of stuff is happening now with new technologies, with automated unmanned systems, not only with convenience stores, but also through vending. But I think we're also seeing that the culture of keeping it in the community, making sure you're still open is there. We are currently looking at some of our largest projects with national food retailers to provide 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 square foot units, again on 1, 2 and 3 year terms, where they have a big development going on and we can provide a full turnkey mini supermarket or convenience store for them to have on a rental basis. This is very important, rental, where we manage the whole show, bring it in for them, and what they then have to do is connect up their data, we connect the power up, and they have to just put the stock in it. And that, I think, is where the future is going, because, and again, we have the units we currently have. We're looking for where we have ones with maybe 2 sections where you put 2 together and you can have it there for a much longer period of time, and then up to what we would call our own superstores.
Brilliant. I was wondering how you get to 2,000-3,000 square foot in a pop-up. How do you make that happen? Well,
they come in sort of, if you take say 2,000 square feet would be like 8 sections. So there would be say 10 meter, 12 meter sections by 3.5 meters, and we just simply go in. Obviously, we have to have a fairly level area to put it down in, fit them all together, and again, you have a full entrance in, electronic doors in, electronic doors out, and you then configure. You just have space inside. It's creating space, and it's a rental space. We provide all the chillers, we provide all the wine coolers, the storage freezers, the back of house. The units will have lavatories and care for staff and accommodation for them. And it stays on site. It's painted in the client's colours. It's graphic. It doesn't look like a block of shipping containers stuck on the ground. It's a proper shop. And, we try to dress it, maybe even put some planting and that around it, so that we try to make sure that our customers' brand and their brand values are maintained and enhanced.
Perfect. Well, that's wonderful. It looks like we've got a little bit of a video to have a little quick look at before we disappear. I can tell this is a co-op. I can see that big metal door you were talking about.
Yeah, that just protects everything, and at night it can do to do that. We now actually introduced for our forecourt customers a serving window so that they can still operate at night time. Very much these are being put down into forecourt situations where you're not taking all the tanks and the pumps and everything out. You're actually refurbishing the forecourt shop, but you want to keep trading. So this is the ideal unit. All the comms can be connected up to it, and you can serve the necessities of a forecourt shop from this while it's being done.
Looks amazing. We will circulate all of the details for you. We'll get everything attached to this video. So if anyone does want to get in touch, and retailers, if you're thinking of a refurb, then well, we now know where to go, don't we?
Well, that's great. And look, Paul, I think SeaTalk is a fabulous platform, and it's actually communicating to all of the retailers. And for me, I think I look at it, and it gives us ideas. It helps us to know who the players are, the people that are really making the moves in this. And when you look at the opportunities there are out there, both to with our units to move them into, say, festivals and events, where in my own belief is that a lot of you can buy burgers and you can buy chips and everything else like that, but actually it's better go and buy what you would do in your local convenience store. Doesn't seem to exist there, and I think that's a big market for us to an opportunity for us to look at.
Well, you've definitely got us thinking here about what more you could do with these units. So hopefully me or some of the guys will be in touch, and we'll get our thinking caps on.
That's fabulous, and I look at hopefully you and I can break bread one day soon. When we're
I hope break bread means involves alcohol, but
it could well do. Could well do.
Good man, Nick. It's been fabulous speaking to you.
And to you, and thank you very much for asking me to join you.
Absolute pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.